Hi, and welcome to Crello Basics. My name is Danielle, and I'm a librarian at the Arcadia Public Library. Today, we will learn the basics of using Crello, an online design platform. In future classes, we will discuss organization, branding, and animated posts. I've created a corresponding handout, which you can refer to in future times, and it's been linked in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. First, we will start with creating an account. To create a free account, all you need is an email address. So when you click sign up, all you need to do is enter your email address and a password. You will then receive an email to confirm your account and you are ready to go. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and just log in. Now, a free account allows you to download 5 designs every month. If you download a design and notice a mistake, which happens to all of us, as long as you immediately correct and re-download, it will not count against your download limit. And one thing I really like about Crello is that there is no content that is inaccessible. So for example, if you've used Canva or you're comparing Crello to Canva, in Canva, sometimes you'd find an image or font you really like, and then you're ready to download only to discover you have to pay to use it. It's part of their premium package. That won't happen in Crello. Everything is part of your package. The limitations are placed on the downloads. Now you can create a paid account for more downloads. So there's options if you look under their pricing. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's available in Crello. Now in Crello, there are templates for social media, covers and headers, think Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing. Online ads, marketing, documents and letters, and video and animation. In my opinion, Crello really shines, especially against Canva, in their IG story templates. Those story templates or the animated features, even their TikTok templates, are a lot better than they are in Canva. Now, the best way to show you how to use Crello and how to use it is to create something. So let's go ahead and create something. First thing we'll do is click where it says templates, and then we can start by typing a keyword. So for example, if you were starting a food blog, you might type in food, or you might type in breakfast. So you could type in any word you wanted to, and then you would find all related templates. Another option would be just to filter by design type. So if you were looking for animated designs or social media, blogging, any of the categories we already discussed. So let's say we're looking for a social media square graphic post, which is pretty universal. You can see the options here. Now you can hover on top of it where the magnifying glass is to see it in more detail so that you can see whether or not you really like the template that you're looking at. Once you find something that you really like, all you have to do is click on it and it'll open it up for design. Now, if you are looking at it now, it's a little bit closer and you can see it a little bit better and you're like, this isn't really for me. You can continue to browse here on the side. The design type, so the square graphic post will not change. However, the templates, you can browse different templates to fit in that design type. So you can see that that's available to you here. Now, once you're here and you're happy with the template, you can customize it to your needs. Now, let's talk about the things that are customizable. Sometimes you can click on an element. And if you see different colors here, you know you can change, for example, the color of the cat or the girl's hair or the shirt. Sometimes, though, you click on something and there's no option. So let me show you here. So this search bar here, that's the Google search bar, cannot be customized. So if I wanted to change the color of the word search or change it to all caps or something to that effect, I can't search it because as I move it around, you can see that there is no options to change the color or some of the formatting there. However, as I move this around, you can also tell that this font is separate than this, or 2 separate elements. So I can change the wording. And there you go. So you can go ahead and change some elements, but you cannot change everything. Some of the easy things you can change is, for example, the background color. There's an option here to go to background, and they have some photos of different designs that are available to you here, and you can select them if you really like them. Or you can select a color. Now, if you know the code for it, you can do that. If not, you can click on like a color group and then move around and find a color that better suits you. And you can make it a little less saturated or more transparent as needed. So there's a lot of things you can do. So I'm going to leave it a little bright. So I've changed the background color. The other thing I can do is change the font. I changed my words here, but if I want to change the font face, I can select my wording and then click here where it says the font face name. And then I can go ahead and browse. I can search for a specific type of font, or I can browse here the different ones that are available. So if I wanted it in something else, I just go ahead and click there. Some of the other things I can do with font is I can change the color, the font size, obviously make it bold, italic, underline. One of the most customizable things you can do is change spacing. So if you change letter spacing, it really changes the look of the font, as you can see here. So sometimes you'd be surprised with a font that maybe isn't quite right. If you play with the spacing, all of a sudden it fits a little bit better. So I'm going to center that a little bit more. Also, if you click on an element as a or a video or a photo, you can also center it by using the line tool, which is up here. I'm going to go ahead and click center. I can also center it up and down, or I can make it left, right, bottom, or top centered. So I'm going to move the wording down just a little bit, and then so it's a little more centered. As I mentioned, we can change our background, we can change our font, we can change our colors. In regards to elements such as this, we can go ahead and click where it says colors, and each of these colors can be individually changed. So for example, if I want to change the color of the cat, which is gray, I can change it to a green cat if I really wanted to, or a nice brown cat. And well, I really like that gray cat, so I'm going to go ahead and undo with the back button here, which is a really nice feature as well. You can add more objects or change things. So for example, here under objects, if I want to look up something else, maybe make it more exciting, I can add something if I wanted to. So for example, let's just add a little flower. So I type in my keyword here, and then I can go ahead and search. And they have a variety of options. And like I said, nothing is unavailable or inaccessible to you. So I'm just going to add a simple flower. And we can enlarge it, we can make it smaller, and just kind of set it there. I have found that one of the best things that I can do is just to zoom out or zoom in to see something a little bit better. If I can't quite center this correctly, if I zoom in, all of a sudden I have a little bit of a better view, or I can have better control over it. So if I scroll down, then I can move this flower around a little bit more. So that's an option for us as well. So those are the basics of using Crello. It's pretty simple and easy to use. Everything is pretty much customizable, unless, as I showed you, when you click on it, it can't be moved or changed. But most of the things that we do can be moved and changed. Most of the things can be edited in regards to colors, in regards to background, in regards to font, and it's pretty easy and straightforward to use. I can add more photos using the photo option here. I can click on videos. I can even add music to my post. If I'm doing it, for example, for Instagram, I can go ahead and do that. I can create animations, which we'll cover in future videos. Objects are like elements in regards to vector kind of images. We talked about background. We can add new text using this, and they do have some customizable options here, which they've already designed. So if I want to use one of their designs, I can select it, and then I can go ahead and customize it to my needs. Later on, we'll go ahead and talk about brand kit, files, and all that good stuff, but that is how you create a basic image in Crello. It's pretty easy to use. One quick tip, I've learned that if sometimes if your document is not displaying correctly when you download it, we'll talk about downloading it in a minute. So for example, we have this font layered on top of this search image. Sometimes when you download it, you can't see the font because it's hiding behind the search. What I usually do is I group my items together, and then all of a sudden it usually resolves the issue. So if you're having trouble viewing your layers, elements that you've layered on top of each other, sometimes you'll layer fonts on top of each other, images on top of each other, and sometimes they don't display correctly. I find that if I group them together, and I'll show you how to do that, I'll click on both items. So what I did is I clicked on the font, and then I clicked on the image, and then I have the group option here. And now it should download correctly. Now, how do I download? I simply click the download button. Now, if I have animation in my post, if I have music in my post, it'll usually recommend that I download it as an MP4. Since I have none of that in this post, it has a variety of formats. I can do an image format, PDF. I have MP4, but there's no element to that. And I can also download it as a GIF. Because I'm using, I want this to display with more detail, I'm going to choose a PNG, and then I click download. Once it downloads, you can open it up and it's ready for you to use in your social media posts or what have you. And that's what our final product looks like. Thanks for joining me today. In our next class, we will review creating and using animated posts. To guide future classes, please complete the quick survey also linked in the description. It'll just help us guide future classes. And also be sure to like and follow us. Thank you.